Hello everyone, and welcome to my kind of X and Y roundup for September 17th, 2013 obviously, and this is going to be going through the Pokemon from the 6th generation we've had revealed so far. Not the Mega Evolutions or anything else that's happening, just the new 6th generation Pokemon. So this is you know, updated, I suppose you could say, on this date, September the 17th. So please, if you're watching this in however many months or weeks, I don't know, and you're saying you forgot so and so, well, that's because it's not been revealed quite yet. Anyway, let us carry on. I hope you can enjoy this video, guys. I'm going to do a quick run through of each Pokemon, and that'll be it really, yeah. So we're starting off with Chespin, the grass type starter Pokemon. As I said, it's a grass type, it's a spiny nut Pokemon, and stands at 0.4 meters or 9 kilograms, or as you can see on screen now. And as I said, the grass type starter Pokemon, and it can learn moves like Tackle, Growl, Rollout, Solar Beam, Aerial Ace, and Pin Missile, so a good mix of grass, flying, and some rock moves in there as well. Then if we look at Quilladin, which is Chespin's evolution, it is still a grass type. It's the spiny armor Pokemon, standing at 0.7 meters and weighing 29 kilograms, or as you can see on screen now. Has the ability Overgrown. We can assume Chespin has this ability as well. And we don't know quite what level it evolves from Chespin at yet, but we'll assume it would be like level 16, 17, 18 time. Anything, yeah. And it can know the same moves as Chespin plus Mud Shot. Now if we assume that this move means it's secondary typing, when it evolves to its final stage, it's going to be a grass ground type. That's just going by that though, so speculation, guys. Next up we have Fennekin, the fire type starter Pokemon. It's the fox Pokemon, standing at 0.4 meters and weighing 9.4 kilograms, or as you can see on screen now. Ability we can assume is going to be Blaze, and it can know moves like Scratch, Howl, Flamethrower, also stuff like Psychic and Psy Beam. Then if we look at Braixen, it is also a fox Pokemon, still a fire type, 1 meter tall and weighing 14.5 kilograms, or as you can see on screen now. And can learn the same moves as Fennekin obviously, but also Psyshock. So this leans more to us believing that Fennekin will become Fennekin and Braixen will eventually evolve into a Fire Psychic type. So we'll have to see on the final evolutions for that. But I'm assuming it's going to be a Fire Psychic. They've given us far too many sort of hints there, and Braixen is in itself a combination of Brain and Vixen. So Brain alluding to Psychic. Anyway, let's move on to Froakie now, the water type starter Pokemon. It is the Bubble Frog Pokemon, standing at 0.3 meters tall and weighing 7 kilograms, or the measurements you can see on screen now. And can know moves like Pound, Bubble, Hydro Pump, as you assume, and also Bounce and Lick. Then we have Frogadier, which is Froakie's evolution, and is also the Bubble Frog Pokemon, standing at 0.6 meters and weighing 10.9 kilograms, or the feet and pounds you can see on screen now. Ability being Torrent, we can assume that's going to be Froakie's ability as well. And it can evolve into, from Froakie, sorry, whatever level. We haven't been given a number yet, as I've said. And it can know the same moves as Froakie, but also, well, actually it's just the same moves as Froakie actually, but we're looking at Bounce here, because when the second stage or the first stage were revealed, we revealed Mudshot for Quilladin, Psyshock for Braixen, and Bounce for Frogadier was where it was. So if we assume that, it means that Frogadier is going to evolve into a water flying type eventually, so speculation again, but it's possible. Then we have Sylveon, which is one of the earliest Pokemon revealed really. It's a fairy type, the intertwining Pokemon, standing at 1 meter tall and weighing 23.5 kilograms, or the measurements on screen. Has the ability Cute Charm, so you have to watch out for that really. And can know moves like Moonblast, Fairy Wind, which are new fiery type moves, and Swift, Quick Attack, Tail Whip, stuff like that. Obviously Sylveon is an evolution, so that's going to be interesting to see how they kind of spin that evolution, how it's going to evolve from Eevee at all. We'll have to see. Probably something to do with Pokemon and me, but that's just my guess. Anyway, let's move on now to Pancham. Pancham is a fighting type and the playful Pokemon, standing at 0.6 meters tall and weighing 8 kilograms, or the equivalent measurements on screen now. And this, has a trademark leaf for some reason sticking out its mouth, and its only known move at the moment is Parting Shot. And we still don't know the move type for Parting Shot. We don't know whether it's Dark move or it's a fighting type move, because we haven't been told. When in the Korokoro, when all the lit moves were listed with their types, Parting Shot had a question mark by it, so it could mean a dual type move, or it could mean something else. We'll have to see later on, won't we? Then Pancham evolves into Pangoro by an unknown method. Apparently it's a new method, so obviously not level or stone. Well, it could be a new stone, you know, or it could be something to do with Pokemon and me. We shall have to see. Anyway, so Pangoro is a fighting dark type, so similar to Scraggy and Scrafty, and is the daunting Pokemon, standing at 2.1 meters and weighing 136 kilograms, or the equivalents on screen now. Ability being Iron Fist or Mold Breaker, so very helpful abilities there, since it's going to be a punchy Pokemon, I can tell. Its only known move at the moment is Hammer Arm, so that's all we have to work off of, but looking at its design you can see its big fists are definitely going to come into work with the punching there. Then we have Fletchling, which is the normal flying type, a tiny Robin Pokemon, standing at 0.3 meters and weighing 1.7 kilograms, or the equivalents on screen now. We don't know its ability quite yet, but we do know that it can know Tackle and Flame Charge, which leads us on to obviously the fire type for Talonflame, which is a fire flying type, is the Scorching Pokemon, stands at, well, you know, the measurements on screen now, and can know moves like Flame Charge, Brave Bird and Aerial Ace. So instead of being a normal flying type trio line, we now have a normal flying going to fire flying, so it could be helpful, or we could maybe just have like water flying and grass flying as well. We shall have to see about that in the end though, we don't really know. Then we have Skiddo, which is a grass type and the Ride Pokemon. However, I have seen on, I think it's Bulbapedia, they call it the Mounts Pokemon. This may be a mistake, it says Ride Pokemon on Cerebi, so I was looking around when I was doing my research of this. Some say Ride, some say Mount, so I'm not quite sure there. Anyway, it's one of those, and stands at 0.9 meters, weighing 31 kilograms, and has the ability Sap Sipper. It can know, well, the only known move at the moment is Leaf Blade, so that makes sense because it is a grass type, and you can definitely see how it uses Leaf Blade with either its hoofs or its horns. Then it evolves into Go-Go, which is also a grass type and is the Mount Pokemon, and that stands at 1.7 meters tall and weighs 91 kilograms. Ability we don't quite know yet, so it's most probably Sap Sipper, much like Skiddo, or it could have a new ability, we don't know. No moves for Go-Goat are stuff like Horn Leech, Double Edge and Rock Slide, so a fairly good spread you could say, and obviously we know that we'll be able to ride both Skiddo and Go-Go in certain locations in around the Kalos region. Next up we have Helioptile, which is an electric normal type not seen before in the Pokemon franchise. It is the Generator Pokemon and stands at 0.5 meters and weighs 6 kilograms. It has the ability Dry Skin, which I believe makes it immune to water type attacks, so that may be helpful in some sense. It can know moves like Rock Slide, Tail Whip and Thunder Shock, and also has its signature move, which is Parabolic Charge. Next up we have Scatterbug, which is a bug type, and obviously the stage Pokemon, the base stage Pokemon for the bug trio in Kalos. It is the Scatterless Pokemon, 0.3 meters tall, weighing 2.5 kilograms, and the only known move at the moment is String Shot, but can assume it no other moves like Tackle or maybe Poison Sting maybe. And then it evolves into Spewpa, which is another bug type, the Scatterless Pokemon also, and it's actually the same height as Scatterbug, which is a bit strange, you don't see that too often, but weighs 8.4 kilograms, so a couple times more. And we are now, it's obviously, you know, the Cocoon stage, and it can know Protect as well as String Shot. So much more helpful than previous Cocoon Pokemon who can only learn Harden. Then we have the final Pokemon for this stage, which is Revillon, which is a bug flying type, so similar to Butterfree. It is the Scale Pokemon, and you can see the height and stuff on screen now, I'm not going to explain that. And it can know Protect, String Shot, but also Struggle Bug, so that's obviously the move it's going to be not known for, but necessarily using for a bit. Next up we have Noivern, which is a flying dragon type, so the flying comes first, so, you know, not usually seen. It's the Soundwave Pokemon, and height and stuff are on screen now, and can know the moves Dragon Pulse, Draco Meteor, which are obviously dragon type moves, and also Boom Burst, which is a normal type move. Sadly we don't have a sound type coming in Generation 6. I say sadly, I don't know if I'd like one, but that's for another video really. But yeah, that's Noivern. Next up we have Clauncher, which is a water type, and the classification for this is the Water Gun Pokemon, so might get confused with the move, but that's how it is. Its no moves at the moment are Crab Hammer and Sword Dance, but you can assume it's going to have some extra moves. Obviously it's going to be able to learn Water Gun. If it doesn't, it's going to be a bit strange really. But anyway, let's move on to Skrelp, which is a Poison Water type, so it's the Mock Kelp Pokemon, which, you know, they are sort of counterparts, one being exclusive to X, one being exclusive to Y, but they're not counterparts in the sense of similar typings, with Skrelp having dual typing and Clauncher having single typing. But yeah, and the only known move for Skrelp at the moment is Sludge Bomb, obviously working with the poison typing of Skrelp. Next up we have Litleo, which is a fire normal type and the lion cub Pokemon, and stands at 0.6 meters and weighs 13.5 kilograms. Its ability at the moment, or one of the abilities we know, is Unnerve. Now we know that Litleo knows some moves like Noble Roar, which is a new move introduced in Generation 6, as well as Flamethrower, take down and work up. Then Litleo will evolve into Pyroar, which is also a fire normal type, the royal Pokemon, standing at the height stuff on screen now really. Abilities being Rivalry or Unnerve, so similar, but Rivalry is there as well. Obviously you can tell why that'd be there from its two different forms. It has a male form and a female form, the male form having a proper mane, whereas the female form has sort of what I describe as a swooping back mane. It can know moves like Noble Roar, as I've said, but also Echoed Voice. Then we have Flabebe, which is a fairy type and the single bloom Pokemon, standing at 0.1 meters and weighing 0.1 kilograms. It can know moves like Fairy Wind and Razor Leaf, so it's sort of a fairy type but mixed with some sort of grass, because obviously it's a flower there, so it's going to have some access to some grass type moves at some point, I would guess. Next up we have Honedge, which is a steel ghost type, the sword Pokemon, and height and weight on screen now. Ability being No Guard. I assume that's referencing the fact that it's just a sword. It doesn't necessarily have a shield, so it hasn't got a guard in a sense. So, and it can know moves like Sword Stance, which would be, you guessed that. As well as stuff like Shadow Sneak and Aerial Ace. Next up we have Inkay, which is a dark psychic type, something I haven't seen before. The revolving Pokemon, and stands at 0.4 meters tall and weighs 3.5 kilograms. It can have the ability Contrary or Suction Cups, and its only known move at the moment is Topsy Turvy, where it sort of turns the battle upside down. I don't know its exact effects of this move, but I'm sure we'll find out, well, by going to any website, but I haven't really looked really. But yeah. Anyway, moving on to Malamar, which is Inkay's evolution, also a dark psychic type, the overturning Pokemon, height being 1.5 meters and weight being 47 kilograms. It can have the same abilities as Inkay, being Contrary or Suction Cups, and can also learn the move Hypnosis as well as Topsy Turvy. Then we have Swirlix, which is a fairy type as well as other fairy types we've seen, the Cotton Candy Pokemon, and stands at 0.4 meters tall, weighing 3.5 kilograms, and has the ability Sweet Veil. Now, the only known move for Swirlix at the moment is Draining Kiss, which is a new move being introduced in Generation 6. Next up we have Spritzy, which is a fairy type also, the perfume Pokemon, and its height is 0.2 meters and weighing in 0.5 kilograms, its ability being Healer. Then its only known move at the moment is Aromatherapy. Then we have a Pokemon that hasn't actually been properly officially released. We have Urotto, which was revealed in a trailer for the start of the movie Extreme Genesect Mewtwo Awakens, but it was shown in another trailer as well with a Sudowoodo in battle, but hasn't actually been properly revealed on the Pokemon website yet. As such, we don't actually have any sort of proper details for it. All we've got is a name and a picture and some images really. The picture shown is just a DeviantArt someone drew. But yeah, we don't have the typing. Assuming it's a grass rock type. I don't know if it evolves from Sudowoodo, it'd be a grass rock type, and I'm assuming here, or maybe a rock dark. I don't know. But that's just speculation from me at the moment. Nothing confirmed. Obviously, all the question marks on screen right now. You can tell. Then we have Deden, which is an electric fairy type, the Antenna Pokemon, and stands at 0.2 meters, weighing 2.2 kilograms, having the ability Pick Up or Cheek Pouch. It can know moves like Nuzzle, which is its, I assume it's its signature move, but also being introduced in Generation 6 there, as well as Double Slap and Parabolic Charge. Then we have Bunnelby, which is a normal type Pokemon and is the Digging Pokemon, standing at 0.4 meters and weighing 5 kilograms, and can also have the abilities Pick Up or Cheek Pouch. As such, I'm guessing Deden and Bunnelby are going to be counterparts for each game. And Bunnelby can know moves like Dig, Quick Attack and Mud Slap, so it may evolve into a normal ground type, but we'll have to see in the future. Then we have a sort of new feature being introduced in Generation 6, as well as a new Pokemon. We have Furfrou, which is a normal type, the Poodle Pokemon, and you can actually groom your Pokemon or your Furfrou into several different methods. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be super customizable or simply the three I'm showing you here, but it's going to be pretty cool how people use that. It can know moves like, I think it's Baby Doll Eyes, so that's going to be interesting to see what that does. Obviously, because it's Poodle, it works its cuteness, I guess you could say. Then we have the first of the fossil Pokemon here, being Tyrunt, a rock dragon type and being the Royal Air Pokemon, standing at 2 foot 7 inches and weighing ability being strong jaw, and this actually powers up biting type moves, or biting, moves associated with biting, so crunch, bite, stuff like, you get what I mean there, guys. And its known moves at the moment are Crunch and Dragon Tail. Being a dragon type Pokemon, obviously, I'd love to see what it's going to evolve into, so hopefully some sort of huge T-Rex dragon sort of thing. That's going to be awesome to see. Then we have Amora, which is a rock ice type, classification being a Tundra Pokemon, height, ability being Refrigerate, which means that all normal type moves it uses turn into ice type moves, which is going to be interesting with stuff like Hyper Beam and Giga Impact. Its only known move at the moment is Aurora Beam, as you see it using in the background now. Then we have Meowstic, which is a Psychic type and the Constraint Pokemon. Now, one special thing about Meowstic is that the female-male forms are almost completely different. Obviously the graphic or the appearance is very different in general, but also the moves that it can learn, the moveset, I'm sure many of you know this already, but the moveset that the male can learn is different in some ways to the moveset that the female can learn, so that I think the male is more on support, whereas the female is more on offense, which is going to be very interesting to see. Ability is Keen Eye or Infiltrator. That may depend on gender as well, but I'm not quite sure, so don't hold me to that. And the known moves at the moment are Extrasensory and Miracle Eye. Then we move on to the mascots, starting off with Xerneas, the mascot for Pokemon X. It is a Fairy type and the Life Pokemon, standing at 3 meters tall and weighing 215 kilograms. Its ability is Fairy Aura, which I believe powers up Fairy type moves. And its only known move at the moment is Geomancy, which is a Fairy type move and obviously going to be Xerneas' signature move. Finally we have Yveltal, which is a Dark Flying type, the Destruction Pokemon, in contrast to Xerneas being the Life Pokemon, and stands at, or flies at, 5.8 meters tall and weighs 203 kilograms. Its ability is Dark Aura, which I assume powers up Dark type moves, and its only known move at the moment is Oblivion Wing, which I'm assuming will be a Dark type move, and obviously Yveltal's signature move. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this fairly long video, just going through all the Pokemon really. If you guys like this, I could possibly do, when more information is released I guess, or I could do like all the new features that have been revealed so far for Pokemon X and Y. I could do a video on that in a couple of days, or I could do a video on all the Mega Evolutions that have been revealed so far, or stuff like that, or just every 2 weeks, or 2 weeks before the game comes out, just do another of these, and just go through extra Pokemon, guys, just so you can kind of get up to date with the game, so you're ready for Pokemon X and Y and these awesome games, and just so you're ready to play them in general. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Please leave a like and a comment down below, feedback and stuff, subscribe if you haven't already and like this video, and yeah, thanks for watching guys, see you next time, bye.